Hello and welcome to the New York Giants News Roundup here on Big Blue View for Wednesday, October 26th. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts if you're listening to us across the Big Blue View radio network. All right, congratulations are in order today for New York Giants offensive lineman Nick Gates, who is being reinstated to the Giants' 53-man roster 405 days after the gruesome injury that he suffered on Monday Night Football in week 2 of the 2021 season. Gates, if you recall, broke the tibia and the fibula in his left leg. He's had 7 surgeries. There was at one point in time concern that Nick was going to lose that left leg. There were a lot of doubts about whether or not he would ever play football again. And this is a fantastic story for the New York Giants, fantastic story for Nick Gates. I wrote the other day at Big Blue View that while Saquon Barkley is the Las Vegas odds makers' favorite right now to be the 2022 NFL Comeback Player of the Year because of the fantastic season that he is having, that in my mind, the second that Nick Gates was added to the Giants 53-man roster, for me, he becomes the 2022 NFL Comeback Player of the Year. No one has come back from more adversity than Gates has at this point. The man still has a metal rod running the length of his leg, basically from his ankle to his knee, to support all of the bones in there, and to all of the surgeries that he's had. Just the amount of rehab and the mental toughness that Gates has displayed over the last 14 months to make this comeback. Offensive line coach Bobby Johnson spoke the other day about the respect that Gates has amongst his teammates in the Giants locker room, and it's obvious why. I mean, in talking to Gates, he's a terrific leader. He was a captain before he was injured. He's a stand-up guy who's always at his locker to speak to media. He's a good teammate. He's a guy who will play center. He'll play guard. He'll play wherever the Giants need him to play, and do whatever's asked of him. And this obviously is a story that when Gates was carted off the field 14 months ago, none of us were ever sure we were going to see him play football again. And it's just another good story in a season that's so far been filled with nothing but positives, with nothing but good news for your 6-1 New York Giants. Obviously, it's a story that reminds longtime Giants fans of Rich Seubert, who suffered a gruesome broken leg at one early in his career, missed about a season and a half, eventually came back and had a long, successful career as a starting guard for the Giants, helped the Giants win a Super Bowl. Seubert, of course, now coaches football in the New Jersey area. A guy who still has contact with the Giants, and was just a tremendous story throughout his career. And let's hope that Gates is not only able to make it back to the roster, which he now has, but is also able to have a Seubert like comeback, in that eventually, he becomes a guy who's a starting piece of that offensive line, and a guy who contributes, to the team for the next several years. In the short term, obviously, this is good news for the Giants, not only because of the emotional part of it for Gates, and everyone being happy for him, but because of the injuries that the Giants have suffered along that offensive line. Last week, of course, they lost right tackle Evan Neal, and starting left guard Ben Bredesen to knee injuries. Both of those guys, it appears likely, will be out for several weeks. And where Gates fits in is that obviously Nick Gates was the Giants' starting center before he was injured. He has played a significant amount of guard. Bredesen was not only starting at guard, he was the Giants' backup center to John Feliciano. So that is a role that Nick Gates could assume. I don't think you'll see Gates starting at left guard initially. I think that'll be rookie Josh Ezeudu, and the Giants will assess that going forward. If Ezeudu does well, he'll stay in that role. Maybe Shane Lemieux comes back at some point and figures in that picture at left guard. But Gates initially figures to be a guy who can be a backup at guard and at center, where John Feliciano seems to be on the injury report every week, but manages to get to the starting line and has played decently for the Giants. But in short, no matter what his role ends up being, this is a great day for Nick Gates, a great day for the Giants to see him back on the roster. So congratulations to Gates for his amazing recovery and for getting back to playing football at the NFL level. All right, Giants fans, thank you for listening. Take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.